Hello again. So I've decided I'm going to make the air refiner work. If you're not sure what the air refiner is or you haven't seen it, any of the other videos, it is this guy right here on the shelf there between the two speakers. It's like a factory style air, like it says air refiner, like a little air conditioner. It's supposed to like vent out smells and stuff, like if you were a smoker or you had pets in the car or something like that. It's supposed to get rid of that. How well it really works, I don't know. But either way, if you haven't seen the video to where I refinished that, for want of a better word, and color matched it and stuff, there'll be a link to that in the box underneath. And when I first did that, I just, at the time, I didn't really have the time to sit down and tidily wire it and stuff like that. Originally they came with a remote, so I'm just going to hardwire mine to a switch. I just bought a little switch online. We're just going to wire it to that. I found a couple of places for power from the fuse box and stuff like that. So while I plug in, I'm going to plug in my soldering iron now, because my soldering iron is shit. It takes forever to heat up. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to dig out a few factory style plugs and stuff that I can use for into the fuse box, get a fuse holder, stuff like that, and start wiring it. Okay, got, I think pretty much all I need. Soldering iron is overheating up, little clamp for holding stuff, fuse holder, a bit of heat shrink, few connectors, some solder, test light just to check a few things. I will need a ring terminal to make an earth. That's probably too big there, but we'll see. Worry about that in a minute. I think that's everything I'm going to need for now anyway. So hang on a second now, I'll show you where I'm going to get power from. It might be a bit difficult now to see this, but in the fuse box, let me take out this little door so you can see what I'm talking about. In that position, can we see? Right there, that plug, if I just move that earth wire, I can't remember if it's that one or that one. I'll double check it in a minute. One of them is a constant power, so what I'm going to do is, I have factory plugs like that one from the donor car. I'll repin it or strip it or something, put power to, you might remember from the video where I put the car back together, you can see that red power wire there. I will connect that to the fuse holder, or to a switch, sorry, and a switch, I may not be able to see it there. There is a little, yeah, there it is, a little threaded hole right there. I'm going to make a little bracket for a switch, which I have to dig out. I'm not sure where that is. But one power from the factory plug onto a fuse holder, onto a switch, down into that red wire the length of the car, which is tucked in behind the back seat. I just pull the back seat out of the way, connect it to power at the refiner, and then earths back down again. It should be pretty easy. The only thing that's kind of annoying, if I remember right, the air refiner is kind of loud. Like, it's a little bit noisy, but not to the point where you wouldn't be able to talk over it, but it's more just for the novelty to be able to say that it works. I was going to put no, I'm not an electrician by any means. I know very basic kind of stuff, but I was going to put, I have, where are they? A few resistors, a few resistors from, you know, if the old turning the airbag light trick off. I was going to put one or two of them in the circuit, if that makes sense. And I don't know if it would work, but if that would create enough resistance to slow the motor down a little bit and therefore create a little bit less noise, but it doesn't matter. I'm not that bothered about it. So let's dig out this switch wherever I left it, and let's start soldering some stuff. Okay, so what I was talking about, this is one of the factory plugs that goes in that style socket. If you've ever messed around with Hondas, I'm sure you've seen it before. So trimmed it, put a connector on it. Let's trim the heat shrink a little bit, onto a fuse holder. I'll put a 10 amp in it for now, maybe 20, something like that. I don't know what it'll take, but I'll plug that into the fuse box, secure that in place. Then I found the switch I was talking about. It's not the kind of switch I would like, to be honest. It's one of these guys, just a regular toggle switch, like a whatever. I thought I had bought a small little round, just like a roller switch, but if I did, I can't find it. But I guess it doesn't really matter, you're not going to see it anyway. So I'm going to put this in place, and that could probably stay in place for now, I guess, because the last thing being put in will be a fuse right in there. So let's put that in place and just double check that it all works. Okay, so let's see now. I'm not sure how well you can see all this, because I'm kind of climbing in around things here myself as well. So this should be going in here, and in theory now we should have power on this side of the fuse holder. Let's see. Lovely. Okay, yeah, you can see that lighting up. Cool. So that's my power there. So what I'm going to do is kind of fish this up to here. I think I'm just going to cable tie it on to right here where you can just, where I put the fuse box, or the fuse box, fog light wiring last year. So that will sit up there, and then I'm going to mount a switch like I was talking about over here, build a little panel for that, mount all that, and then double check that we have power at the back. Okay, onto the little mount for the switch. So let me grab the switch. It's down here somewhere. There we go. So I have kind of mapped where it's going to go. Right there is that bolt hole that I was pointing at earlier. So I'm going to make a little bracket out of a bit of scrap here, just whatever that is, an inch, bend it 90 degrees, about 2 inches, mount the switch like there in the bracket, drill a hole, put it through it, bolt it in, should be fine. It's might be a little untidy, but as long as it's like everything is insulated and nothing's going to short on anything, we should be fine. But there'll be a fuse in it anyway if that does happen, but otherwise I think we'll be okay. So let's cut up some of this and make a little bracket. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Make it a bit easier. Oh, here we go. I didn't want to be using the grinder for this just because it's a small piece and I don't want to have to be moving the car or any of that stuff. So we'll just chop it up with these. I know this is going to sound contradictory, but stuff like this is kind of difficult for me to do because I'm left-handed, even though I'm using this with my right hand to do it. Yeah, because I grew up in a house full of right-handed people, I do almost everything right-handed. And yes, that includes, yeah. But yeah, I am left-handed. Right, I got that. Let's square that off a little bit better. Not perfectly square, but just take the sharp edge off it. Let's give, where did that go? Let's leave it there. We'll give it a little rub of a file, so we're not chopping our hands up off it. Just kind of round off that corner of it. Yeah. So we'll put a bend in that now in a second. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right, we'll straighten that in the vise super quick. Hang on. I just remembered the soldering iron is in the vise, so let's just give it a few little. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so our bend is roughly there. So here's my marker. I'm gonna say bend there to there. Again, the thing's in the vise. Hang on a minute now. Have I got anything here? This will do. It's not perfect, but again, it'll do. You can put that at a relatively flat there, and we put a little bend in this guy. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. We can kind of tune that up a little bit here. Mark a little hole for the bracket, or the bolt I mean. Double check how big that is. Where's my switch gone? Probably, I don't have it too close to there because that's where the bolt is, so you'll never be able to get it out, so if you did have to take it out. So let's put that there. Right, let's get our drill. Oh, right there. That's handy. You get these guys. If you don't have a set of these, the little step drills or cone bits, I've heard them called a million different things, get one. They're absolutely brilliant. I think I got that set of 3 different sizes on Wish for like fucking €8 or something like that, probably even less I'd say. But yeah, oh yeah, let's check how big of a gap we need for that one. I assume it's 10 mil. This fucking thing is kind of busted, so what have we got there? 12 mil, okay, a ½ inch. And I think we've got an 8 mil bolt there is what I checked earlier. Go for this one. Okay. We'll give it a little center punch with my homemade center punch there. And we'll do this one first. Started. Where's 12 on this? All the way to the bottom. So there's one that's easier. Yeah, that one. I'm going to hold this against the bench. You're not going to be able to see this, but 12 is where? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, move that over a little bit. Ooh, it's hot. Okay, try and go the other way. Pull it out of it. Ooh, went in my ear. Let's see, does this guy fit? Yep, lovely. Okay, where's the two? Oh, where the fuck? I hate myself. Where did I put these fucking things? There's two little. Oh, here we go. God, I'm a disaster for that kind of shit. Like, I could put something down and forget where I put it. Like, be convinced beyond any shadow of a doubt that it, for example, let's say it was in my pocket or something. There we go, that's fine. And then I'll find it like somewhere else entirely. Okay, that would be fine like that, yeah, okay. But stuff like that just pisses me off. And then I'll give out like hell to my wife saying she doesn't know where Anthony is and I'm just as bad. Right, let's keep drilling holes. Get this guy again. A little center punch. And what did I say? I think it's 6 mil. So where is 6 mil? Oh, that's a sharp one. Second one in. Okay. Okay. Move that over. Oh, it won't really. We'll just keep going here, I guess. I'll come this way a little bit to clean it up. Now I might round off the edges of that so it's not so gnarly looking. Yeah, I'll do that and I'll come back to you. Okay, I rounded that off just on the corners there so it's not so kind of sharp, like if I was reaching up there for something else and it wouldn't be so sharp. Cut your hands up. So what I need to do is find a bolt for here. So let's have a look at our stock of stuff that might fit. Probably unnecessarily big. Just like a little 10 mil now from a, it's too dirty. Well, that'd be perfect, but it's too dirty. I don't want to use that one. That would be ideal. Let's double check the thread of that and see if it fits. I'll put you there for a second. I know you're not going to be able to see, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. Does that thread in there? Indeed it does. Okay, perfect. Let's stick that in there. Right, I'm going to wire up all this stuff and I'll come back to you when it's time for testing. Right, so everything under here is done. You can see our power's coming out of here, going on to our fuse holder right there. which goes on to our power. Now it's going to be difficult to show you this. Actually, let me swing the camera around. At least then I can kind of see what I'm showing you. So, where's that? Yeah, you can see the switch up there. A little bracket onto it. Now, I will tie up that extra bit of wire there out of the way, but I think for now it's okay. That wire comes back down, runs the length of the car, and comes up, comes out, should I say, down here, along with some of the airlines and some of the management wiring, up along here, up into this. I just removed, you can see the other brace top to bottom there, just took that out of the way for access. So what I'm going to do is I have it tied up along here, as you can see. I'm going to hide it kind of up. I'll tie it in behind this wiring here and then bring it straight out to where the refiner is. The refiner sits, you can see where the marks are from it there. So I probably need to put a little hole in that, the tiniest little hole, to get the wiring through. So next thing to do is terminate these two guys. Now I don't have a wiring diagram and I don't remember when I put it to 12 volts, but I would assume the black is power, negative ground, and then the blue and white is earth, so, or power I mean. So let's just for fun terminate the two of them and see what happens. Right, it's probably easier to show you from here actually. I have nothing tidied up or anything yet, but I have the wiring come down through the parcel shelf, terminated them there. I was going to try and use an actual factory plug, like a little 2-pin. I'll show you what I was going to use. If they're still lying around here somewhere. Yeah, I was going to use I'll show you here. I was going to use an ABS connector because it's a nice little small plug, but just the wire is super duper thin, and to be quite honest, I'm not in the humor to go deep in that and, you know, fucking around with that kind of stuff. So for now it's just two normal spade terminals on it, and done the opposing way because obviously you don't want to put it in backwards and short something. So I was going to say turn the ignition on. I don't need to because that's a constant power. I have no idea what position that switch is in, whether it's in on or off. So I've connected the earth. So I guess I'm just going to tap it off this little earth point here and see. So I'll let you look at that and I'll tap the, hopefully now this will work. Ah, yeah, nice one. Cool. Well, it's not even that, it's not as loud as I remember. That's fine, yeah. Sweet. Right, put that away safe, make sure we don't... What's that little ticking noise? Hang on a second up. That's not enough to worry about. Okay, so put a ring terminal on that, or run that cable down along here, same position, or same route. Oh, I hope I cut that long enough. Not a big deal if I didn't. And earth it onto that, and then that should be it. I'll turn that switch off just so nothing happens, but yeah, I'll be back in a minute. So there it is working. It's fine. Not as loud as I thought, or as I remembered, thankfully. Just nice to have it working. The display I think is on the way out, or else there's a couple of loose connections or something. It's flicker. Well, it's not. Oh yeah, you can see it there flicker now. So it might just be something loose or something. I don't know. I've just been letting it run there for the last maybe 10 minutes or so, just to make sure that the actual, like, the motor isn't wrecked or something like that. But it seems to be running fine. Actually, I'll turn it off. A second out. Straight used to where the switch is. Yeah, there we go. So that was pretty easy. Well, I knew it would be straightforward enough. I just wasn't really in the humour at the time. I mean, I never carry food in the car. I don't smoke anyway. I would never have a pet in the car or anything like that. But just cool to be able to say that it works, you know. So same as wiring any kind of switch, I suppose. I'm just glad that I ran that length of cable when I was putting the car back together after paint, because that saved an awful lot of time today, just messing around with moving seats and lifting carpet and all that stuff. But yeah, there we go, one working air refiner. Pretty sweet. Thanks for watching.